What's up everyone, MK Tom Brady here, and in this video I am going to be accurately able to project the release date of the next NetherRealm Studios fighting game. Originally, I was looking to do something on, how valid is this rumor that it's a Marvel title, the next game that is being worked on by them, and I tracked it down to the source, which is a movie and gaming insider by the name of Daniel Richtman. He posted this leak on his Patreon, which caused this article here to be written on April 26th, 2021, which says, according to renowned leaker Daniel Richtman, I hope I said his name right, I apologize if I did not, NetherRealm Studios is working on a Marvel fighting game for the next-gen consoles. And April 27th, 2021 is when the internet exploded with all these types of articles, many of which you have all read. And this just says the same thing. Daniel Richtman posted a rumor on his Patreon. It's going to be a Marvel title. It does say that this leaker, it's got a mixed review in the past with his leaks. Some correct, some incorrect. That's pretty much with every leaker out there. Sometimes they're going to be correct, sometimes they're not. But what is interesting is that according to this, it says that this will be a next-gen title, so PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. And you read at the bottom, it says this does hint that it will not be released on the previous generation of PS4 and Xbox One. So what this means is you have the NRS community right now, which will swear on everything in existence that this spring we are getting that next title. But the truth of this is a little off from that if you kind of look at some numbers here. So the PlayStation 4 has 114.9 million units out there in homes. The PlayStation 5, the next generation of Sony systems, as of about a week ago, has sold about 9 million units, and it's close to impossible to still find because obviously the global pandemic plays a huge role in these numbers and how hard it is to find these next-gen consoles. But even if this console was readily available, which it's not, people's financial situation is also still recovering from this pandemic, as many people they lost their jobs, lost their businesses. Things were very rough for people worldwide during this pandemic, which lasted about a year. So if you look at this, right now there's about 100 million more units, a little over 100 million, about 105 million more units of PlayStation 4 than PlayStation 5. Now, even if you want to project to spring of next year, let's say when they're releasing the next NRS title for next gen, spring 2022, because of how hard the console is to find, and because of people's financial situation has still not fully recovered, by next spring, I don't believe that there will be enough next-gen units in homes to justify releasing a title solely for next-gen consoles, but I do not believe that they will be releasing it at all for the previous gen. I believe that is accurate. So a spring next year launch is probably out of the question. Even if you want to go to Xbox numbers here, the Xbox Series has about 5.12 million units. Xbox One has about 50 million units. So this is about 45 million more units of the last gen, the Xbox consoles, than next gen consoles. And this will face a similar problem that the PS5 is going to have. Systems not as readily available. Again, global pandemic, a big reason for this. And people not financially recovered enough to purchase these consoles. Now, there is some obviously rollover, as there are households that own both or all systems. But if you look at the numbers as of right now, the previous gen has 164.9 million units in homes, and the next gen has 14.1 million. That means that there are 150 million more last gen than current gen consoles out there. By next spring, this number will not be to any point in which the next gen consoles, any company can justify, like if you're NetherRealm, I'm going to release the title solely for the next gen, because there'll be so many people with still PS4s and Xbox Ones, so many more that are still not able to make the jump to the next gen consoles, as I just don't believe in the next several months people are going to be fully recovered, etc. However, if you look at NRS's back to the Midway days when they like to release titles, outside of Mortal Kombat 1 released October 8th, 1992, pretty much all their titles are that March, April, May, June area, that spring release. And if you look at the numbers, how they're going with the next-gen consoles versus how many previous-gen consoles are out there, and if you look at the fact that NRS is probably so early, they're probably still at the beginning stages of developing this game, as they're just now still recently able to fill out all their staff, as there was a lot of turnover during the pandemic. This says the game is in such a new state, and the market being the way it is, that they're probably not looking for that spring 2022 release. But spring 2023, the market should be great. Plenty of next-gen consoles out there, people with the money to buy them, and the game in a more polished state, as it's probably just now has being started up as of a few months ago. This means that while many people in the NetherRealm community think we're only a few months away, we're about 2 years away. About 22 to 23 months away. To put that into perspective, if you have no children right now, you could potentially have 2 children by the time you actually get the next NRS title. That's how long you'll be waiting. Which means that we do have Mortal Kombat 11 for the next 2 years, giving it a 4-year life cycle, but who knows what's happening content-wise with that. So this means that we could have a very long time of radio silence from NetherRealm, as it's going to be about 2 years before we actually get our hands on the next title. I think early next year, early 2022, January, February, March, we'll probably get some news, probably more February, March of the next title, and that title will probably be released 1 year from then. So we're going to have a lot more silence, unfortunately, I believe, and a very long wait, as I believe all this hints to the facts that we're probably more so 2 years away from the next title, as opposed to just 1 year away, as many people are speculating out of just sheer hope. So I think that's pretty accurate. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching my videos, and stay tuned for more content.